Well, this is day 3 and the end of the trail for the rotisserie chicken. It's going to give its final bit to make a big pot of soup. This is Sunday and cold and rainy outside for the middle of July. Oh, this is August. And it's really soup weather. Well, here's the remains of it. This is left over from tacos last night. These onions, they go in there. And we finished scraping off, pulling a chicken off of here as much as we can. Get that stripped away from the bones, and then they'll put it in there to cook the rest of it off. Well, I've got the meat stripped off the bones as much as I can, so I'm going to depend on cooking it to get the rest off. And since it was cooked as a rotisserie chicken, it's not going to be nearly as flavorful as would be before, so I'm going to use chicken stock to cook it in. That'll give the richness back to the soup. Otherwise we'd be having to kick it up a little with some Weilers or something like that. Get this down in there. And at this point I'm going to throw in a couple bay leaves. I like the flavor of bay leaves, and it's just one of the things that goes so well with most anything. So I'm going to turn the burner on under this now and put the lid on it and let it simmer for a bit. Well, it simmered about 45 minutes and I pulled this bone out, and the meat's really turning loose from it, and I'll scrape off whatever was left on it, which isn't much. Okay, I've got this bone as clean as I'm going to get it. It'll go in a plastic bag here to go in the trash so it doesn't stink. I've got this much more meat here. Put it in the soup. Well, I'm going to need some more stock in here, so I'm going to make about a pint, about 2 cups of stock using Weilers powdered chicken stock maker. Okay, I've got 2 cups of water here, and I've got this Weilers bouillon maker here, and it says 1 teaspoon per cup, and I've got 2 cups of water, so there's 1, 2, while I'm at it, I've got a little garlic left here, chopped garlic, so I'm going to use some of this broth to loosen it up, pour the rest of this in the soup. And there's the garlic in it, so this goes in the trash. Now I've got celery and potatoes in here, both of which need to cook longer than peas and carrots and things like that, so I'm going to hey, there is a bone that I missed somehow, the pulley bone. Better than letting somebody at the table get that. I'm going to let that simmer, and as soon as the potatoes seem done, I'm going to add the other vegetables and the pasta. Well, I just dumped in the peas and carrots. This is boiling pretty good at the time. Put those in. What I'm going to do is pre-cook them, and then the only thing that'll be left to do is the pasta. And this is the leftover zucchini from when I made fried zucchini the other night. It goes in. That's the thing about soup, you can just put anything in it, or everything. I'm going to let that come back to a simmer, which should cook those vegetables, and then it's ready except for adding the pasta. Okay, I'm going to cook the pasta now. Oh, and by the way, the peas and carrots that I put in there was half of this 12-ounce package of frozen peas and carrots, so you'll know how much I used in there. And salt the water here for the pasta. That's the only time you have to season it, is when it's cooking. And I'll put a couple, 3 handfuls in here. Nothing precision on soup. That'll be about enough. Now I want to cook this just until it still has some tooth to it. It doesn't have to cook too awful long, about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to cook it, and then as soon as it is tender, I'll drain and wash it with cold water to stop it from cooking. Okay, I drained and hit this with some cold water to stop it from cooking, so it'll maintain its texture and flavor, its own texture and flavor in the soup, which is now done and ready to eat. Now I'm going to the table with it. Okay, here we are at the table, and there is that pot of soup. It sure smells good. And pretty to get some of the first out of it. Look at all that good stuff on the inside, on the bottom there. Get a dipper of that good broth, and Rita's waving at me. Is that's enough? So garnish it with some green onions, and there it is. And you can taste of it if you want to at this time. It's going to be hot now. And tell me what you think. And here is mine. Wow, look at all that chicken in there. That would be an $8 bowl of soup on that at any restaurant. Okay, how is it?
Oh, it's really good. Little hot. It sure is good.
In other words, that one rotisserie chicken gave its life for a good bowl of soup as the last item. I don't know, but maybe the soup is going to be the best part of it. I outdid myself on this. Well, that's the way soup should be made, with each individual thing in it to have its own legs to stand on and its own texture and flavor. Well, here's to a great bowl of soup. And God bless America, God bless Texas, and we want to offer thanks for all the good things in life. Thanks for watching my videos.